Good morning, class 7. We are talking about properties of soil, in which in previous lecture we talk about percolation rate of water in the soil. Today I am talking about today I am going to teach you about moisture in the soil. Now try to simple activity with a friends. Activity 5. Let us see activity 5. Take a boiled tube and fill it about 1/4 with a soil sample. Hit it gently on the flame. Do you notice the drop of water condensing on the upper cooler part of the tube? Where did these water drop come from? They come from the soil, and the soil is that the water contains, soil contain water. You just need to take some amount of soil, heat it, and you will see some water vapor condense from it. Okay, you can see this figure. Okay, when you heat some amount of soil, then you can see the water vapor present the upper part of this vessel. This proves the soil consists of some amount of water. Fill the soil sample from which the water has been removed by heating. Compare with the original soil sample. With what difference do you find? On a hot summer day, the vapor coming out the soil form a layer above the ground and reflects, and the sunlight and the air above the soil seem to be shimmer. Next property is absorption of water by the soil. Let us see which kind of soil absorbs more water. To do this, we need to read activity 6. Take a funnel, fold and place a filter paper in a funnel. Weigh of 50 gram of dry powdered soil. Put the soil on the filter paper in the funnel. You can see the funnel. You just put some amount of water into it. Okay, not water, soil into it. Measure 100 ml of water using the measuring cylinder. Slowly pour the water on the soil using a dropper. Spread the water over the entire surface of soil sample. Continue pouring until the water just start dipping into the funnel. Measuring the quantity of water left over the measuring cylinder, and suppose it is 60 ml, then we have water absorb 50 gram of soil. 100 ml minus 60 ml equals to 40 ml. So when you put a small drop of water in to the funnel, then soil absorb their droplet of water. At a time will come when this water droplet is not absorbed by soil, and the water is directly transferred to a cylinder, a utensil. Okay, and by which we can measure the strength of absorbing of water by the soil. Okay, since 1 ml of water weighs 1 gram, weight of water absorbed by soil equals to 40 gram. Water absorbed as a percentage of the weight of the soil equals to 40 gram upon 50 gram into 100, and we can find out the percentage of absorbed water by the soil, by which we say the absorption of water by the soil. You can take different soil to doing this activity, and then you say the strength of absorption capacity. Okay, sandy soil absorb less water and allow more water to percolate. First one. Second one, clay soil absorb more water than sandy soil and allow less water to percolate. So this is the two most important bullet point given in your page number 110. I repeat, first, sandy soil absorb less water. When you take sand and then put some amount of water into it, then you see this sandy soil absorb less water and allow more water to percolate. Okay, but when you take clay soil, then clay soil absorb more water than sandy soil and allow less water to percolate. Okay, so absorption and percolation is two different things. Okay, and you can see it when you do this experiment. let us see. You have already seen that the sandy soil cannot absorb much water because of the large space between the soil particle. Okay, and on the other hand, clay soil absorbs and retain a lots of water. In fact, in area where there is a lots of clay in the soil, stagnant water collect above the soil whenever it rains. This is known as waterlogging. In marshy area, the soil is always waterlogged. Waterlogged soil cannot hold air for roots and breathe, and plants cannot grow well in it. Okay, so we can say that very little variety of plant, very little variety of species of plant can grow on desert. Okay, so this is all about the properties of soil, in which we talk about percolation rate of water in the soil, moisture in the soil, and absorption of water by the soil. Let us take a new topic, fresh topic, which is soil and crops. Different types of soil are found in a different place. We know that the main factor that affect the types of soil found at a place are kind of parent rocks. The main factor that affect the type of soil found at a place are kind of parent rock, plant over and climate, temperature, rainfall, humidity, sunshine and wind. These are the factor really affect the nature of soil, the nature of productivity of crops. Okay, the types of soil and the climatic factors of a place determine the plant that can grow well there, and hence the kind of crops that can be best grown in region. Clay and loamy soil are both suitable for growing wheat and gram. Paddy requires soil rich in clay and organic matter with a good capacity to retain water. For pulses, loamy soil that drain water easily are best. For cotton, sandy loam is best. It can hold air but water can drain through it easily. So this is all about soil and crops, how these factors like temperature, rainfall, humidity, sunshine, wind, plant cover, parent rocks are really affect the types of soil and the capacity to produce good good crops. Okay, and the different crops are grown on different types of soil, so because having their different property. Okay, so next topic is soil as a natural resource. I will cover it in next lecture. Stay tuned.